sometimes the phone rings and we're so busy or distracted, we can't get to it. Someone was on the other end. They had a reason for calling. They knew our number. It would have impacted our lives, but the phone rang and we couldn't get to it. At other times, at least in my house, I have little grandkids, and for whatever reason, they think phones are funny. So they push on all these buttons. There's times where the phone can be ringing, but you can't hear it. And if you can't hear it, you can't pick it up. And I believe there's a lot of Christians that the phone has rung with God on the other end to give you a call about what He wants to do in you and through you uniquely. And sometimes we're so busy we don't pick it up. Sometimes we're so distracted we don't pick it up. And sometimes we just can't hear it ring. We're going to talk about God's call, His calling, both at home and at work. A number of years ago, I was involved in a church in Santa Cruz, California, right on the Monterey Bay. And for you golfers, about 40 miles north, right up the coast from Pebble Beach. And from you ladies that like sourdough bread, 90 miles directly south from San Francisco. And little community, and God decided to do an amazing thing. We saw thousands and thousands of people come to Christ. And at the time, we had filled out our facility, and we're at 5 services and video overflow on all of them. And as the church grew, it outgrew my leadership ability, and it was obvious to everyone. And I was burned out, and we needed people with good management. And we called a consultant that had really helped with a big church, and he listened to me and listened to our staff and listened to the elders and thousands of people coming. And he said, "Oh, this isn't hard. This happens to a lot of churches. And tell you what you need is someone, he's in your church. He's probably a VP of operations somewhere. You need someone, because there's the cause aspect of a church, evangelism. There's the community aspect, relationships. Those two are strong in your church. And there's the corporate aspect of a church. Policy, organization, administration, HR, systems and infrastructure, so the cause can go forward and community can be empowered. And your corporate structure, if I can put it mildly, stinks." And we said, "Yeah, we agree with that." And so we began to pray who that person might be. And so I found, when you want to recruit great staff members, because I hired most all the people out of our church and offered them tens of thousands of dollars under what they were presently making, and felt good about it, and was surprised at how many said yes. And we were just involved in this amazing run together. And so I found that, you got to have exactly the right setting. And so I asked Fred to meet me while we were doing all the different ministries. Wednesday night, we had all these electives and things going, so we met at Burger King. And I knew that after offering him fries and a Whopper, he's going to be so indebted to me, how he could say anything but yes. And I talked with Fred, and we laid out the needs of the church and his gifts. And he was a VP of operation of a multinational company in the Silicon Valley. He was vested and had, just under $1 million of if he would stay for about another year or so. And I gave him a great opportunity to shift gears in his life and use all those skills and come and take over all the operations of the church. And he prayed about that, and that was the question. I said, "Fred, would you like to come to work for us? And I know you got a great job, you got a great testimony. I don't know if it's God's will, but what we need is who you are. And you came to Christ out of this church. God's used you in this ministry, then this ministry, then this ministry. I'd like you to really pray about it." And his answer was very interesting. He said, "Chip, it's interesting that you'd ask me." And he says, "This isn't really a good time to ask me because, I've been thinking and praying about some other things, but this is not really good timing, because if I stay in my job, even if I would leave, I'd probably get over $1 million, because I was in the early days of this startup." He said, "But shortly after I became a Christian, within just even a few weeks, and I didn't even know much about, quote, how you hear God's voice, I felt called to be a senior pastor. And as the process went on back and forth, we basically cut a deal. Fred, I'll teach you everything I know about being a senior pastor. Mary, Barry, counseling, teaching, everything I know, if you'll come and take over all the ops. And you do that, and then we'll do it little by little."